What's up guys, welcome back to more Crimson Needle 2. So this could be a pretty big episode today, not guaranteed, but this could be the day where I get past halfway. Now I would have to be more forced to do that, which no real guarantee of, especially now that things are starting to get harder. Hold on. Alright, I just turned the music down a little bit. I felt that it was pretty loud. I don't know how it is in the video, but on my end it was a bit too loud. So I played a little bit of this save yesterday, and this seems like it's going to be quite a challenging one, but hopefully it's not too bad. I'm really struggling with that jump at the minute, and I'm not exactly sure why. That's the jump that I'm really scared of. This thing, I don't know how I did it yesterday. Like that, I guess. Reasonable death. Okay, this... I feel like quite a few of these jumps are going to be inconsistent at the minute. I might get a bit better at them as I go. That feels like a very improvised strat. Like, that doesn't feel like a good way of doing that. But I also don't know if there's really a better way. I guess I'd probably just do it, because I don't know really what else I could do. Yeah, I have a more solid way of doing the platforms now, I think. I've thought it out in my head a little bit rather than just throwing myself at it and jumping a bunch. I'm really struggling with this bottom row. I don't know why I died to that, like, just now, and I don't know why I died to that yesterday. I don't understand why that jump is really, like, causing me so many problems. If I died just to, like, being bad at the T-bone, like, that'd be reasonable. All 3 deaths I've had so far have been so dumb, though. Like, that jump, I just cannot, like, deal with it for some reason. Like, even things like that gate diagonal, like, it just feels so inconsistent with, like, what I have to do. It feels fun. This save just feels like I'm not gonna really get much more consistent than I already am at it. Which isn't great, because I'm not doing amazingly. Man. I don't know if it's required, but that feels like a 5-frame would be very nice for that. I just couldn't get myself to press jump for some reason. Okay. No. Man. I cannot believe it. I should have tested the jump height a bit. You know, that's kind of upsetting because I was really expecting to die to that, like, jump with the apple ledge. I really thought that would be the big killer of this save when I started to get there, and I just first try it and die past it. I just should have practiced a bit for that F jump before I just went for it. Especially at such an uncommon height. That was definitely just me, like, being fast that killed us. I knew what jump I have to do, I just didn't practice beforehand. Which is an honest mistake. Yeah, T-bone death is also fair. And Ali didn't make it up. There it is. Yeah. It begins. Dying that jump over and over. And it's a hard jump. It's easily the hardest one in the save. The little gate thing is not too easy, and the apple ledge is a killer. This is another tile set that I just like. I've obviously seen it in CN 2.5, and it's just another one that looks like when it really starts to pick up in difficulty. Like, I'm not yet at the insane stuff, but this and Venus definitely feel like where it starts to ramp up. Dude, that's 3 times in a row I've made it to the ledge and just failed the apple ledge. Also, finally a save that feels like it's a genuine problem that isn't just because it's a really long save. And I hope it stays that way. I hope it feels like the long saves aren't just the hardest thing and like nothing else compares. Okay. See? I just had to practice. I should have done that the first time. That was just me being a bit of an idiot the first time. I should have looked a bit more ahead on that jump, but at the same time, I just sort of sight-read it as I went and still just died to actually pulling it off. Does Gold come down here and work? Yes. Oh! How? How did I do that? Sometimes I impress myself. This looks neat. 4 just little different trials. And this mini spike one is instantly bringing back bad memories of a save in the N1. I think it's floor 54. One of my least favourite floors in the game. I know quite a few people tend to like it. I just really couldn't with it. I'm not a fan of that jump, but it could just be finding the right way to do it. Also, a 4 save room this far in the game is kind of rare. Not that common of a thing at this point. Okay, I should be like thinking more rather than just throwing myself at it like every time. Okay, I need to jump higher, that's what I need to do. That's where it's going wrong. Okay, and I've just failed to land in a 16 pixel. You know, the classic. That's a rough, like, little gate thing, though. Got it just as the song ended, that was neat. Yeah, not too hard of a save. Pretty fun as well. Okay, this thing looks like more of a nightmare. I should try and stall this water a bit, but at the same time that spike makes it kinda hard too. So I could just jump and, you know, fail the weave over and over again. This is just proof that I'm very bad at drop, which to be fair this whole game kind of is. This looks scary. Yeah. Went too fast on the turnaround. That's gonna destroy us a bit, that little drop down on the right, because I need to conserve my double jump. At least assuming I do. I'm gonna actually quickly test. Yep. Water 2. So I don't get a double jump. I just assumed it would be, but I thought just then, like, I should probably test, just in case. But it didn't make sense to be that lenient. Okay. I really like this screen. Like, this also just feels like a little, like, quirky idea of a room, which 46 also did, so this is just kind of like a really neat tile set in that way. Like, this tile set is certainly a standout one in a weird way, and I can appreciate it for that. No! Why did I try to jump to line up the 16 pixel? Why did I do that? I'm actually stupid, bro. Okay, I just, like, wasn't punished for being stupid, I guess. Okay, you couldn't just, like, make it nice. I'm getting your line. Except for some reason I couldn't double jump that. Yeah, at least that just, like, works out. Doing it like this, so I don't have to wiggle through, but... Man. This is strange. This one's strange. And I'd always do the spike 4.5 instead of playing the save properly. This is gonna be the one I have trouble with. And if I had trouble with 439, there's no reason why I should be okay with this. I should just, like, stick close to the wall on that vine jump off. Like that. You know, sometimes I don't think. I didn't think about the fact that I have to, like, start off. I wasn't sure if that'd be floor. I shouldn't have trusted, and I only thought about it after I started falling. Whatever, this isn't too hard. No! That time I just failed the ledge. It would be the most me thing ever if I just, like, did it, and then failed to shoot the save after landing on the ledge. Like, I could absolutely see that happening. I hate it, but it could happen. Whatever, this save isn't too hard and it's kind of fun. And I'm saying that as someone who doesn't really like vines. Dude, I could always go for the save jump strategy. Because this clearly isn't working out. Okay, there we go. Was that just first try, like, floor? That is, like, maybe the best I've done this whole game. Like, I just actually pulled out 4 needle skill there. You know, I'm pretty sure this is Archfoe, I think. The Archfoe tile set is really not bringing back good memories of the first game. 482. My god. That thing. I don't know what kill this thing with that. I'm glad this seems to be more like actual gameplay than just, like, straight up some of the worst corridor needle I've ever played. I'm also glad it's earlier in the game, because if this tile set was in the 80s again or something, I would be terrified. Even if it was decent gameplay, I would be terrified until the tile set was done. '82 is, like, maybe my least favourite one, CN1. The only other thing that I think could be is 92. But I think 92 wins purely off the fact that it's funny. I don't know if I could save jump up there, but I just, like, I want to do it properly without save jumping. This feels like really chill, this stage so far. I also don't at all recognise this room from 2.5. I don't remember it, but I think all three of them are small rooms there. I know at least some of them are, I don't remember if it's all three of them. There, okay. Oh no. Why you make me do this? Okay, what? I guess this line is good. Yeah, I don't fancy this jump. This thing. Ooh, this. And yeah, this is exactly what it was like in CN1. Okay. Yeah, that wall that I get is like alright for it, I guess. It's the okay line for the corner, so it should be fine. I'm shocked at how well I'm doing at jump 2. I don't know how I just did that. Whatever, at least it doesn't have 2 inverts in the save. When I'm happy that it's not a save with 2 inverts as well as various other hard jumps. Like, that's a low standard. This might as well be that. This doesn't look like it's going to be great, this save. You know, if this screen in any capacity isn't in 2.5, I'm glad he realised that this is just not it. I feel less offended by this because I've experienced Archfoe and CN1. So this is kind of nothing in comparison. Because it's the same shit, it's just easier. Which makes it feel so much nicer. I feel like it's hard to defend CN1 being a good game when Floor 82 exists. Because it's so bad. Like, I don't understand why that flaw is a thing. It's just like I don't understand why this exists. But this is still, like, infinitely better. This feels like too long of a save to be an Archfoe tile set stage. Like, this thing is kind of concerning with its length. And it's only half the room in one save, but... I am really struggling with that jump. What's after that? I'm a bit scared of the, like, weird double diamond-esque thing. And I think that's maybe the last really messed up jump. Knowing me, there's a genuine chance I die to the shuriken. Even if it's a bit easier, I'll probably just play it similar to a regular shuriken and probably die because of that. And playing it as a regular shuriken just seems like the best choice. Even if I could, like, go for something a bit easier, I feel like that's probably the safest play. But, you know, I'd always die to a shuriken, which... I've been doing well at shurikens lately, so hopefully it doesn't happen, but... Okay, could you please, like, get out the start of this save? I know this save is fucked up. I know it is. Just like, please. Just get out this thing. You know, I've had genuinely good things to say about this part of the game for a while. And then I just, like, instantly hit Archfoe and my opinions just completely changed. Like... this is what. I just have to keep thinking, it's better than what was in CN1. Because it is. You know, if these first two jumps were more consistent, I think I'd enjoy this more. Just, you know, drop T-bone that I have to do a low jump for kind of sucks. And then immediately into corner into top gate. It's not exactly pleasant gameplay. I'm kind of curious what like actual Archfoe was like, because that's a game I've like never heard of outside of the tile sets in these games. And this really makes me curious if actual Archfoe like is anything as bad as CN1 Floor 82. It really makes me curious. Because this has to have come from somewhere. It cannot just be that this tile set happens to line up with like some of the worst flaws in these games. Like, it cannot just be a coincidence. Thank you. Okay. He has 450. So if I manage this, then I've got past halfway today. That looks like a squish tag. How many saves is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I was commenting on how a 4 save was rare. You know, I'd rather not do this squish diagonal at the start. What's even after it? I'm guessing I have to land and then, like, jump back up. And do that. Oh, no. Why? This game was going so well. This game had, like, actually been good once I got past the first, like, however many floors it was still doing dog shit L needle high. Why are we back to this? I mean, I could imagine this, but like with only 2 or 3 saves, and that would just be an actual flaw in CN1 Archfoe. It was that bad. And this jump is bad enough as it is. I don't need to do more after it. This drop feels kinda nice when you get it. I just feel like it's a bit too tight to be nice. But this does feel like a really good drop when you manage it. And I imagine the second one does as well. I feel like I'm getting consistent. Like, I feel like I'm actually getting better at this, which doesn't normally happen with this sort of gameplay. I don't normally get better over time when it comes to this sort of thing. I normally just smack my head into the jump until I win. But I actually feel like I'm getting better at these drops. I guess that's what happens when it's drops and not some other bullshit. Hey, that was an easy save. Imagine I just like have a bad line or something, so I'm just like screwed. And there's no way that it'd be like that bad. Yeah, no, that would have been bad line anyway if I got the line at that one. Right, just slow it down a little bit. I do feel like I have battle line for this corner based on the fact that I'm not through it yet. But I know battle line corners are possible, so no need to worry yet. I know because I could do this dumb shit in K3, Secret 3. Oh my god, this is like exhausting. You know, this is one thing I won't miss about the first 2 games, is dumb shit like this. Well, mainly CN2 though. CN1 had some dumb shit, it just didn't do that. 1, 2, 3, 1. That should be the good line, yeah. Well, at least for these, what's this? Yeah, it's good for all of them. Okay. Best aligned for every corner, so should be fine. See, this is well made. And I imagine somewhere you do a tactical line grab for that corner on the previous save. I just didn't. Okay, I guess grab this line. This is such like an odd decision. Maybe you just like still wanted to do this, despite how much it's sucked in CN1, and just to make it better than CN1, it's like easier. Like it's not a final 24 sort of thing. Okay, there. I feel like this is supposed to be the easy jump, yeah. I don't know if, like, what's the line I want? Is that it? I don't know. I imagine so, based off how double diamonds are. But like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with like a needle like this. At least the vibe of this stage is chill, even if I hate what I'm playing. Please, just like, hit the jump. Nah, that wasn't it. Okay, that was easier than I expected. Now a bit of a longer save, which I don't know how I feel about. I imagine going back to this vine is probably the best play here. Alright, just completely forget how vines work. That's a classic. I don't know if I have it. Okay. That corner, that diagonal's scary. Right, ceiling hourglass. I'm not actually too familiar with ceiling hourglasses, which scares us. And I've probably done one at some point, but it's not well enough in my memory that I have. I don't imagine it's massively different to just like doing an hourglass with a fire frame. It's probably a bit harder, but I mean, it has to be harder, there's no way it's not. Okay, just don't hit the 5 frame again, that's awesome. This is a rough stage needle-wise. Like, it's what I expect when I say Archfoe, but man, is it unfortunate. There has to just be like a cancel jump spot for this, surely. Well, it's not there. That was like close. I don't know if I'd like need to get the line or whatever. I don't know if that's... Okay, that seemed to work. I don't think that's the good line for the other one. Am I willing to math out the lines for a while? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright, what's this one? That's half, that's there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. This a line, maybe. That could be why that's there like that. Oh god. I can't even get over. This is gonna be finger spaghetti, unfortunately. But it's worth it for the cancel jump strategy. You know it's bad when I have to pull out cancel jump strategies. Because I'm not someone who looks for these on like every jump. Just when it feels really useful. Like, am I strike? Can it get over? Yeah, there's no way. That's like definitely impossible. That's such a troll that it looks like you get over. No. The 16 pixel is destroying me. I'm bad at like cancel jumping with a jump like this. I have to move it a second time. That was it, and I tried to move left. Man. That was just a frame off. No. And the warp's there as well, so it's even easier. What? That didn't make it? Man. There we go. Okay, I think this might be the first room in this tile set that exists in 2.5. Right, I'm turning off and I'm locked. Because I'm really hoping I don't have to do that again. Like, that would probably be terrible if I didn't, like, know how to cancel jump. Or, like, do a nice form of cancel jump, like numpad cancels. Okay, this is a scary drop. I don't know if I said drop, but I think my brain tried to say jump and drop at the same time. But yeah, I'm officially past halfway now. I'll probably try and do this room as well, but if things aren't going well, there's no point in me just keeping trying. But I could just get back to like trying to do just one tile set a session like nicely. Especially if it starts to get even harder. Because there have certainly been some hard things today, but there have also been plenty of easy moments still. Which I mean, part of that is just the nature of floor like the previous one. Nah, that drop is hard. See, this has the same like energy like of the needle as the other one does, like as the other rooms of this do. But like this just feels so much nicer and so much more open. It does still feel like really tight gaps on the jumps. And a lot of the jumps are pretty precise. But it's so much more fun than like whatever I just had to play before this. And I mean that more so in a good way about this floor than a bad way about the other floors. This is like a good usage of this sort of needle. I can't, man, this drop. I hope I don't regret saying that when it comes to the other two saves, but... this is hard. This is a hard save. Which I can appreciate a challenging save once in a while. was going to say I'm going to shut up before I actually do the drop. But, you know, that doesn't change anything. I still just cannot do it. I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that I was daunting the other times. It's just a hard drop, and I am bad at drops. I'm also bad at that jump before the drop. Which, to be fair, it's pretty tight. It needs to be a really clean turnaround to, like, make it over. Nah, I didn't get it. I feel like I need to, like, use my eyes more on drops. Like, use my eyes more effectively. Because at the minute, there are points where I feel like I'm just doing a drop pretty much blind. Like, the drop is too fast for my eyes to keep up with. I felt like I wasn't really locking much with, like, that one drop save at the start of the previous room as well. Like, I could definitely use my eyes more effectively on drops. I'm looking at the screen, I'm looking at what's happening, but I'm not processing everything that's happening in a drop. Whereas I feel like I really have to be consistent with something like that. This is a hard one. Like, this is a really hard save. But I could just be bad. I'd see someone who's, like, good at the drop saying that this save is pretty easy. Like, I could totally understand that. Because it pretty much just comes down to the drop. And the rest of the save isn't too hard. But at the same time, man, is this hard. I would like to get this done today, but with how it's going, I don't see it happening. I tried to be more tight on the turnaround, because that's where things are going wrong, and I just, like, died because of it. Oh, okay, that was nearly it. I got the rhythm. I don't know if I've got it every time, but I got it that time. I very clearly felt the rhythm in my fingers with that drop. Like, nowadays I'm just, like, bad at drops, but, like, early into me playing these games, I really just didn't enjoy drops. Like, and with how, like, bad I am at them, it really just makes sense. Oh, like, it's very easy to make a drop that isn't fun. Thankfully, Kale is pretty good at making drops. Like, this drop on the left is upsettingly hard, but it's fun. Yeah, as I said, I had the rhythm that once. It doesn't mean I have it, like, any more times. But I just needed to land the double jump that one. I can't like get anywhere now, apparently. It's just an impossible task. It's actually impossible. This first jump is impossible. Okay, I slowed it down a little bit on the second movement, and that's what I needed. I just need a little more patience. When a drop is good, it will feel consistent. Like, that's the thing. It doesn't mean you win every time, but like, a fun drop will feel consistent to do. I currently like this drop. It does feel harder than Task Drop for us, but it's like fun. I think that probably is like an insane take though, that this is harder than Task Drop. But it really feels it. Could you just like get to the drop more often by like not being dog shit at that turnaround, please? Well, I pressed jump. Doesn't mean I did jump, but I pressed jump. No! I pressed jump there also. It's like, it's the hardest rhythm I've ever like had to follow. There are some drops that I'm just like magically like way better at than I should be. And there are some drops like, I don't know what slot is like 50 or 59 in CN1. Where it has the drop. That drop like actually took us like 15 minutes. And I don't know if it's different in CN, not CN, Culture 2. But like in Culture 2 it was like fine, it took like a minute. But it took like 15 minutes in CN1, like maybe like a year or so later. And I don't know why. But that drop was like impossible. And I can say I didn't find that drop fun. That one just annoyed us. Like, this floor is impossible. This is so hard. But once again, at least it's not another long save that's like hard. I'll take a hard short save. Needs to balance things out. I thought there was honestly a decent chance when I reached this room that I'd get like past this room today. I hadn't thought about this though. But my god. Hardest thing I've ever done. No! The last one is impossible. The last little bit. Having to like make my brain do it faster there. It's like so hard. Another good one though. I want to do this today while I have the muscle memory. I just cannot get a good pace. Nah. I needed my jump to be later and my turnaround to be sooner. I'm getting better. I'm definitely getting better with it. I'm gonna be honest, this drop is hard enough that it could be a one jump save. And it wouldn't feel out of place in my opinion. But once again, I imagine other people would completely disagree. Like, this is, like, as hard as that squish diagonal drop, in my opinion. No! If I jumped slightly lower or slightly later, I won. Man. That was it. That was so close. This might be the hardest floor in the game so far. I don't know. I don't think it beats 39 still. But this is certainly a challenging one. Okay. There it is. I do kind of like the sort of needle that this floor uses. It's definitely not like my top choice, but it's such like a weird thing. Like where it feels like it's gonna be like really hard short save needle, like with how the jumps are, but it's like not long saves, but like medium length saves for this sort of thing. Where the jumps are like actually consistent, even though they don't feel like they should be. Now, I'm not talking like 482 and CN1. That wishes it was this. Okay, played it safe there. Yeah, because that's just inconsistent hard jumps. These are jumps that feel like they should be like that, but just actually like work out consistently. And I don't understand how it works so well as a needle style. But it's like actually fun to play. I think this floor is a good example of what I mean with that. Like, I really like this floor. Which is funny, because it doesn't feel like the sort of floor that I would really like. Okay. Whew. Good progress today. Got past halfway. I'll give this save one attempt before I'm done. Shockingly good attempt. I can't believe I did the diagonal. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe and comment if you want. Bye.